So this week's trio is a note that again is quite commonly used. Is the spice, is it a fruit? Is it a fruity spice? Is it a spicy fruit? It doesn't really matter, does it? It's pink pepper. I mean, I don't really know what actual pepper is, but pink pepper, they are little fruits, little berries. That's why they have that kind of fruity taste, I guess. But in fragrance, what it does is it kind of adds a bit of a sparkle, doesn't it? I don't know why it's called pink pepper. I suppose it is. It has a certain fiery touch, I suppose, like peppercorns do. Maybe that's why, and it looks like pepper, doesn't it? So yeah, but whatever. It's a very commonly used note in fragrances. It's really kind of nice, generally speaking. That's it, innit? Doesn't need to be waffly. So first up, the indie one is Olfactive O's Amber. Now, I've spoken about this fair old bit. It's the first one I actually sniffed from the brand. I recently bought myself a bottle. The name's kind of the clue. It's a spicy, floral, vanillic, lovely one. It opens up with obviously the sparkle of the pink pepper and the rose, and the smooth woods and resins come through quite quick on, and the vanilla kind of smooths it out. And that's kind of, in a kind of brief way, what it is. As it goes through it, obviously as the pink pepper fades its little red fruity sparkle from it, is when the musks kind of take over. But something about pink pepper specifically is it really mixes with rose very well, doesn't it? It almost amalgamates itself with the rose, making the rose a kind of spicy, sweet, fruity one. And then this one is just gorgeous. I think it's actually ambrette with the musks, so that also has that kind of grainy, addictive oof about it. And it dries down to be kind of this big red, pink, kind of vanillic, woody rose, like a soft, tender, not quite powdery, more petally rose. It's just a very nice fragrance. So that's Olfactive O's Amber. For the niche is one of my favourite fruitulis, and that's from Masque Milano, and it's called Petra. Now this does have a nod, a similarity to the most famous one out there. It is a little bit Coco Mademoiselle, but except in this one the fruits are very amped up. It's very juicy and very, very delicious, and the citruses are a bit more zesty and poppy, and the vanilla again is pushed up a bit. The patchouli's still there, but it's not a kind of stronger, grainy one that you get in Coco Mademoiselle. So the pink pepper there, again, same as the last one. It's mainly there for the first kind of half an hour, maybe pushing an hour. The pink, vibrant sparkle. I'd say it is more pink in this than red. Has that kind of lift, that kind of nose tingling kind of happiness about it, and it really lifts it all up. And again, I think maybe this is, a lot of top note spices kind of generally are replaced by the musks, and obviously the patchouli envelops it all as well, and they kind of are the main kind of pop you get in the dry down. If you kind of want to like Coco Mademoiselle, but it's a bit too much for you, and you want a bit of a fruitier, friendlier version, Petra is definitely it. It's a magnificent fragrance. So that's Petra from Masque Milano. Now finally is the designer. Now they've all got something in common, these fragrances, apart from pink pepper, is they all have rose in them. The rose isn't quite a main player really in Petra. It obviously is in Amber, But in this one, the rose is the main player, and again it's a musky rose. But it's Ombre Nuit, sorry, from Dior. And now this is ultimately all it is. There's more going on, but it's a musky rose, a beautiful kind of pinky, soft, powdery, musky rose. And the pink pepper again in this one is more in the opening, but I think this one kind of, it slightly gets replaced by the ambergris or amber notes, you know, whatever it might be. It's not likely to be real ambergris, is it? But that kind of muskiness again takes its lead from the pink pepper as that fades away. But the pink pepper actually gives this a kind of nice spicy red, little bit of texture in the opening, and then obviously, like I say, it dries down. It's ultimately just a beautiful musky rose, and a very nice one at that. So that is Ombre Nuit from Dior. So brief for a change. Hopefully this one's less than, it could be less than 5 minutes, couldn't it? Won't be if I keep pattering on. So what about you? What's your favourite pink pepper fragrance? Do you have a favourite spice? Or fruity spice, or whatever you want to call pink pepper? Do you prefer something with a bit more kind of oomph, like a black pepper? Or there's a lot more kind of naughty ones. I mean, again, like I say, this is quite it's an opening note that kind of does the same job as a musk for me, and a spicy musk. But of course there's other things in there. You could, aldehydes kind of do that fizz, cardamom, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm waffling on. What is your favourite pink pepper fragrance? Alright folks, thanks, bye.